Hey everyone, it's the SDFC Fancast crew, and we just watched the opening game of the new MLS season, the 2024 MLS season. Real Salt Lake versus Inter Miami. Woo! Yay! Season finally started.
Ooh, baby, did it ever.
May I say that my season prediction is looking pretty good so far after one game.
Oh yeah, did the Inter Miami. Who else went with Inter Miami besides you?
I was the only one. They both went LAFC and you went Cincinnati, I believe.
Oh,
Yeah.
look at the boy go. Yeah, thank you for remembering. All right, I got to write that down. Nice. Overall, Christopher, with it being the first game, how did you feel about the broadcast and the announcers with all the hype and Messi coming and the money injection and all that stuff? Do you think it made a difference?
So you and I were talking about this a little bit earlier, and watching the MLS now versus 10 years ago is night and day. It's crazy. Apple TV knows how to broadcast sports. They sometimes broadcast the Padres games or other big primetime baseball games, and they do a hell of a job. So, I mean, I thought the broadcast was great. I'm not typically the biggest Taylor Twellman fan, but have to be honest, I thought today was fine. I thought he was good. I thought they were both good. I was happy with the broadcast, and the game was very exciting. It was a good game. All in all, 2 thumbs up.
Get back to the Matrix.
Yeah, Captain
Yeah.
Blocker.
That's
Nice.
my background in case anyone's not watching the video. So,
Oh, that's true. There are some people just listening. Speaking of the game being exciting, did you think it was exciting, Keegan? How'd you like it?
Yeah, it was a great game. Miami dominated the first half possession-wise, and Real Salt Lake had like one decent chance, but overall they killed it. Taylor had a good goal. Really, the goalkeeper probably should have saved it realistically, but it was still a good goal. And then second half, Real Salt Lake kind of came back. Suarez, who's on my fantasy team, had a good assist to Gomez to score. So,
If you know, you know.
Yeah. Overall, though, it was a good game. I thought it was a good way. I'm sure their viewership was super high. I know they've been setting like record numbers with Apple TV has with the new MLS package. So it's probably a good game. It wasn't boring. It was very fun. Good game to kick off the season for sure. Looking forward to many more.
Yeah, and we all watched it just so everybody knows. Everybody on the podcast watched it tonight, and I liked it as well. It was exciting, and yeah, Inter Miami just dominated possession the entire time. I think Real Salt Lake started the game sitting really far back. I think that maybe they could have given themselves more chances if they didn't give Inter Miami so much respect. But I think 2-0 is a fair result. I think that is indicative of how the game went too. I don't think it fancied anybody or anything like that.
the second half, Real Salt Lake did have a ton of opportunities, and they turned the momentum from the opening excitement of the first 20-30 minutes around in the second half. So they certainly had some chances, just didn't capitalize.
Yeah, Christian Arango seemed to be a man on an island up there a lot of the times, just trying to hold the ball up. Usually he gets more chances, I feel like, but I did feel like he had a pretty decent game, all things considered. He was literally the only one in their half some of the times. And he's on my fantasy team, which is another reason I'm talking about him. But so is Luis Suarez. I'm playing producer Trev this week, and he's whipping my butt so far, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes.
Chicho Arango, right? Chicho.
Yeah, that's yeah. I know.
Former LAFC guy. It's crazy. They LAFC just sort of let him go away mid-season last year, and he's like probably one of the better strikers in MLS.
Yeah, he's really good. He's really good. But some of the big news before this game had to do with the refs. The refs union and MLS, they're on strike, so they pretty much had to bring, for lack of a better term, scab refs. Colin, how do you think this ref did?
Yeah, for lack of a better term, they were scabs. But I was a little concerned going into it. They actually, and first half, I kind of sent a little message in our like group chat. I thought the moment was a little too big for them in the beginning, specifically that challenge on Messi, where I felt like the defender
That yellow
clearly
card
got
was
the
pretty
ball
wild.
and
Yeah.
made as good as you could tackle as you could do in that situation. Typically in the past, Messi doesn't go down to those situations. He did. I get it. He got a yellow, super surprising. And then there was this kind of like I saw the ref kind of cheekily smiling to Messi and kind of and just I just felt like the moment might have been too big in the beginning. However, they honestly, all things considered, considering they were not the normal crew, they did a pretty good job and then let the game play. It was a fun game. I think you kind of explained it perfectly. I was watching the first half with my wife, and then it was sort of like, yeah, like you say, RSL was giving them just like too much respect, and they weren't really doing anything. And then Inter Miami ended up scoring, but yeah, it was a great game. The rest, I think,
Yeah.
all in all things considered, did a good job.
Yeah, it shouldn't have been a yellow, I don't think, but that was like super early on in the game, and of course it's messy and uh, putting yourself in those shoes. That's a hard situation to be put in. But yeah, I agree with you, Cole. I think they did. I think they did a good job, with the exception of that one call.
Yeah, and when Messi took that free kick that almost scored, where that was a good
Oh
save.
my god!
The ref, if you go back and watch it, he had like twinkle toes. He was so excited, he couldn't stop moving his dang feet when he took it. So I understand what you're getting at there.
They were like
Colin. I saw
fans,
some
which
of
I
that
get
too.
it. You got Messi, you have Suarez,
Absolutely, dude.
you have
Absolutely.
Jordi, you have. I mean, and they're not the normal crew that's prepared, and this isn't their job like the normal crew who's getting paid at least $80,000 a year to do this for a living is prepared for these moments when these guys are like,
Yeah.
what were they doing 2 weeks ago? Like selling insurance?
They didn't even know they were going to be ref in this game. So
So I
that's
mean, like, yeah,
yeah.
there was no big moments or anything, any controversy and that's all you can hope for.
Keegan's got a funny joke. I can see it in his face.
Lay it on me, buddy.
Here it is, so that Keegan.
No, I was gonna say, I think my daughter just started soccer. I'm pretty sure he's the ref in her last game. So
Yeah, I knew it. I could see it in your eyes.
Yes. Nice. But any other thoughts?
Yeah. So we were talking about in previous episodes about how Inter Miami was sort of getting their ass stomped at the preseason and all that. And producer Trevor pointed out very wisely that it's the preseason, and sure enough, here we are. They win. They go out there and win 2-0. Real Salt Lake hasn't lost a home opener, or not even a home opener, a season opener in 15 years. So, I mean, Inter Miami coming out strong. T-Diz called it.
Yeah, I agree. It's also early in the season. We shall see. I'm just gonna put that out there just in case it doesn't work out, and then I can go back and be like, see.
So
like the worst team in the league, and Messi is it's like one of those, like they win 4 games, and this was one of them. No, they looked great, and absolutely
I will say, Taylor Twellman brought up a really, really good point that I hadn't thought of in the pregame. Is the Copa America tournament coming obviously in the summer, and if Argentina makes it deep into that tournament, Messi's not going to be available for a lot of those games. So if he's not a part of the team and they start struggling when he's in the Copa America doing great things, they could really struggle. So it was a really good point.
Yeah, and I wonder if there's something built into his contract for that. Like when he went to PSG, there was something built into his contract where the Argentinian national team can use their training grounds and stuff.
no way.
Yeah. Yeah.
I did want to say, Chris, to your point about Twellman, I'm not really the biggest Taylor Twellman fan, but kind of some of the pregame stuff and during game, he brought up a lot of good points. He wasn't overly annoying. I actually to your point again about the Apple broadcast. It was great, and it was a pleasant experience to watch, and it's worth the price of admission.
Nice. Yeah. That's good to know for the going forward.
Yeah, to piggyback on that, just the Apple TV experience is very good. And Chris touched on it too. They do baseball as well, but they put up a lot of interesting stats. I was curious if they're going to do it with soccer now as well, which they do, which I kind of enjoy. Like not just possession, which is usually what you see. They'll do like tackles, time played, passes for players randomly and stuff. So it makes it kind of interesting as you're watching the game too, as they break it down as the game's going.
Yeah. Should partner up with them on our fantasy app. Am I right?
Yeah, yeah. If only.
Put it out there.
Yeah. Any other any last thoughts on tonight's opening game? And it's only been one game so far. Every other game is the Saturday. Tonight it's
There's
Wednesday.
a lot of action this Saturday, though. Man, Saturday there's a
Yeah.
lot of action. It's gonna be super fun.
So we'll have a lot to talk about on Sunday.
Yeah.
Can you imagine how much we're going to have to talk about in a year from now?
Oh my God.
SDFC.
We'll have a whole team to talk about.
Can you believe that? That's like incredible. Like I would do this just for the MLS. The fact that we have a San Diego football club in Major League Soccer is a freaking dream.
Oh, I told Chris. I was telling Chris earlier. Like I'm just all in. I don't like any other teams. I hate them all. The only team that I like in MLS is San Diego F.C. Like I'm a total homer right now, 100%. I'm drinking the Kool-Aid, as they say.
It's gonna come fast, man. We're old. Year goes by quick now.
You're right.
And then, once as they start signing players, it gets closer. It's gonna be this will be a very fun year of build up and anticipation for next year. I can't wait.
Yeah. And you're welcome, Apple, for the free ads we just gave you. For the 7 people watching.
Yeah, maybe
right.
10 that are going to watch. Our spouses and a couple other people.
Yeah, they already have it too.
But no, thank you everyone for jumping on right after the game so we can kind of chit chat about it. And thank you everybody for listening.
Yeah, thanks for the emergency chat, boys. It was good.
Yeah.
Happy MLS season.
I know.
Cheers.
MLS is here. Have a good week.
Woo!
See ya.
You gotta end with that.
I
That's
like
so
that.
Good.
Where did that come from?
That's so
Oh,
good.
dude, I love that.
Oh, that was awesome.
That's
Dude,
hilarious.